welcome to an ELA training video. This one is on number sequences. So the purpose of the session is that you'll be able to recognise a sequence of numbers including odd and even numbers. Now we should already know that numbers are either even or odd. So 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 are all even numbers, and any number that ends in a 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0 are also even numbers. Numbers that are odd, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11, or numbers ending in 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. They're all odd numbers. The way to remember it is an even number should be able to be split in half equally with no partial numbers. Think of it as pairs. A 2 split in half is 2 ones. A 1 split in half is 2 halves. So they are not. So an even number is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, but 1 is an odd number. Let's look at some number sequences. Each of those numbers in the top columns are even: 85, 34, 92, 56, 74 and 27. Even, remember, must end in 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0. So 34, 92, 56 and 74 all end in 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0, making them even numbers. Which of the bottom numbers are odd? 64, 35, 78, 49, 51 or 28. Remember, odd numbers end in 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. So 35, 49 and 51. The other three are even. Number sequences are also something you may come across. Now these are when you have given a sequence of numbers and you have to work out the difference between each number to figure out the number that comes next. So you take the first number and the second number, and for your exams they will be split into even sections. So for this we're just going to do some simple subtraction. 15 take away 10 is 5. Is that the same with 15 take away from 20? Remember, for subtraction the big number must always go at the top. We have to borrow. 10 take 5 is 5, 1 take 1 is 0. So yes, the difference between these numbers is 5. That's only part of the sequence. The next thing we have to think about is, are these numbers going up or down? If they're going up, as these are, it's plus 5 each time. However, if they were going down, it would be minus 5. Let's look at the next sequence. Between 10 and 20, there is 10. 20 and 30, there is 10. So again, because they're going up, it must be plus, and the difference between each number is 10. If you were asked to give the next number in the sequence for the top row, 30, we know the sequence is plus 5, so we know the next number would be 35. And for the bottom row, 50 plus 10, the next number would be 60. It may be as well that you need to fill in a gap, so it may give you this number. Then you have to work out that 70 and 80 fit in those gaps. Here's an exam question. So again, we have to understand that it's number sequencing. We already know that Sid's house is number 15 and that the house next door to Sid is 17. So we can figure out the difference in the number pattern already. 17 minus 15 is 2, and we know that it's going up. So then we have to look at the next section. Sid's friend is 6 houses further up the street from him. So Sid is number 15. Next in the sequence, plus 2 is 17. Next in the sequence is 19. Next in the sequence is 21. Next in the sequence is 23. Last, 25. We need to go 6 houses up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2, 27. So which house does Sid's friend live in? 27. What else do we notice about this pattern? It's going up in intervals of 2, but these are also all odd numbers, aren't they? Because they end in 5, 7, 9, 1, 3, all the odd numbers. So, showing your working, you have to draw the number sequence. You could put those up in 2s, or it's an odd number pattern. If you're ever asked to explain your workings out or explain your decision, it's looking for you to explain it in words as well as in maths. Let's try this top sequence. What's the sequence in this set of numbers? Meaning, what intervals are these going up by? Let's pick the first two. 8 minus 4 is 4. And we'll pick a random one. 20 minus 16 is also 4. So the sequence is that it's going up in 4s. If you were asked to fill in the additional numbers, you'd have 24 plus 4 is 28, plus 4, 32, and so on and so forth. Here's an example where we need to find the missing number. Now obviously we can't work out the difference between the first two numbers because we don't have the second number. So let's go to the other end of the sequence, 28 and 32. So 32 minus 28 is, first problem, I can't take 8 away from 2. So I have to borrow, which means cutting that 3 into a 2 and turning that 2 into a 12. 12 take away 8 is 4. 2 take away 2 is nothing. So it's a difference of 4 between these two. Now because we're going down the sequence, here we're going to do minus 4. 20 minus 4 is 20. This way we're going up the sequence, so we could do 8 plus 4 to get 12. If we add 4 again, do we get 16? Yes, we do. So we know that the missing numbers are 12 and 20. Let's check. Perfect. Finally, you may be given number patterns that have the first one missing. Missing throughout. So if we work out the difference between 3 and 7, we do 7 minus 3 to get which means this here we are adding 4 at 15. And here we are minusing 4 to get minus 1. Essentially, we're moving up and down the number line. We know that 11 is here, and if we add 4, we get up to 15. But when you have numbers that start crossing the 0 line, you have to remember to do the same thing. So, 1, 2, 4 goes 1, 2, 3, 4 to -1. You may be given sequences that make you focus on positive and negative numbers as well. You may also be given sequences that work in decimals, but it's the same thing. You're just working out what the difference is between each decimal step. The question mark. So between 0.5 and 1.5, again, do the maths. 5 take 5 is nothing, put the decimal point in. 1 take nothing is 1. So we're going up in 1 increments each time. So to get from 0.5 to 1.5, we'll plus 1. And to get from 1.5 to the next number, plus 1 gives us 2.5. It's the same system, regardless of which numbers you're given. Work out the difference between two that you're provided with. Are we going up and plussing, or are we going down and therefore subtracting? For further questions, practice or support, always contact your tutor. Thank you.